Alright, so now what I have here in front of me, I've got my practice exercise. So this is on one layer of fabric and an A3 paper. So the reason I have the paper underneath is so that I can stabilize my fabric, so that when I'm sewing it doesn't crinkle up. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start with the straight lines. So it's always easy to start with the straight lines because, well, they are easy. So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that your stitch length is on three or 2.5, but mine is on 3, and then we're gonna be using the straight stitch, which is on A. So this is the one here, right here, A. And then first things first, I just need to see that I can see my hook before I start sewing. And then I'm just gonna position my line between the T of the foot. So when you look right there, the line should just be in between the T of the foot. And then I'm gonna remove the pin, and then with my hand wheel I'm gonna drop the needle, and then I'm ready to start sewing. So I'll do about 3 stitches or 4, and then I'll back tag. Alright, and then now this is back tagging. Some call it reverse stitch, so it just sews back. So this is to secure your stitches. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna just go straight, follow your line. So don't hold on too much to the paper because it will stop it from moving, because your machine has feed dogs that feed your fabric forward. So when you put pressure on the paper, then you don't want to move. So you're just guiding it straight to go straight. Don't hold on to the paper too much. Just try and just sew on top of the line. So if you've never used the sewing machine before, you can just try and go slow as possible. And then just remove that pin. And as I'm getting towards the end of the line, I'm just gonna slow down. You might also wanna use your hand wheel just to do the 2 last stitches. So here's my last stitch, and then now I'm gonna use the reverse button to go back 4 stitches to secure my stitch, and then there forward, and then now bring my needle to its highest point where I can see the hook. Now lift up the foot and pull out the fabric with your paper and nip those 2, and then now under the foot to the back, and you're ready to start a new line. Alright, so now we've done our straight line, so we're gonna move on to the square. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just back tag from the beginning, and then the square curls in, so you'll only back tag at the end here. So first things first, just position your line between the T right there, the slit in the foot, and then drop your needle and then back tag. So a few stitches, back tag, there we go. And then now you can go straight. So here, as you approach the corner, so what's gonna happen on the corner, you're gonna keep your needle down, lift up your foot, and then rotate it to the right direction. So if I'm going to the thingy to this side, I'll just rotate it to the right side. Hope that makes sense. Alright, so continue. And if you don't want to pass your corner, you can just use your hand wheel. So one more stitch right there. It went past just a bit, but that's not a chain smash. And then lift up your foot and rotate it. So you can see that I've rotated it to the right, coming towards the side. Now put your foot down and continue going straight. So just always just look in between the foot, so the slit between your foot, to make sure you're going straight. And then now I'm going towards the corner, slow down. I'll just use my hand wheel, and there you go. Needle down, lift up your foot and rotate. So I'll just remove this pin so it doesn't hurt me, and then continue going straight. Now it's towards the end. I'm gonna back tag at that last point, so the last corner, well, the second last corner. Alright, now this is the last corner, so I'm gonna back tack right here. So I'll just go towards the end of the line and then back tack 3 stitches and then kneel to its highest position, lift up the foot, and we are done with the square. Alright, so guys, I advise that you do the triangle. I won't do it because it's almost the same concept as the square. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to back tack and it'll curl in. So by the corners, you're just going to keep your needle down and rotate. So until you get to the middle and then back tack again. But for now, I'm going to move on to the circle. Alright, so I'll just position my line. So I'll start with the biggest one. It's always easier to go big and then go smaller. And then you realize when you get to the last one that it might go a bit skew. Even I don't get it correct sometimes. So I'll just position my needle, my paper and line between the T, drop the foot, put down the foot, drop the needle, and then now I'm just ready to start sewing. So the trick with this one, go as slow as possible and no need to back tack here. So you're gonna go around the circle to the point where you started and then that's when you back tack. So you're only gonna back tack once. So it's going around the curve, so slowly rotating your paper. So just keep on rotating your paper slowly. And as you go, rotate. And when you're doing your practice exercise, it's always best that you use a different thread to your paper or your fabric, because then you'll see if you're making any mistakes and if you're going skew. And now I'm towards where I started, about to close my circle and a few stitches, and there we go. Now I'll just back tack right there and then needle up and foot up and pull it and then snip it right there. And that's how you do the first circle. Now we're gonna move on to the next one. Alright, so I won't do all the circles, but you get the vibe of it. You'll just continue going slow, and as it gets smaller, just know that it'll get a bit difficult, so you need to concentrate more and just watch where your lines are. And always remember, don't look at the needle, just look in between the slit of your foot for you to go straight, and always just keep moving it. And you can also just reduce your stitch length to maybe 2.5 or 2, so that you can just handle those smaller circles. Now we're gonna do the half circle with the straight lines. So it also has corners right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'll back tack at the beginning, and then as it curls in, and then I'll just do a straight line and as it goes. Alright, so here we go. Put down the foot, drop the needle, few stitches, back tack, and then slowly going around the curve. And remember, don't hold on too much to your fabric. Alright, so now this is the last corner. So just one more stitch and then I'll rotate it. And then guys, remember, every time you want to rotate, so that you don't lose your position, just always make sure that your needle is down and then you lift up your foot. Not your actual foot, but the foot of the machine. Alright, now a few stitches and then I'll back tack. Alright, there we go. Alright, needle up to its highest position and lift up my foot and pull out the fabric and nip right there. And this is it. Alright guys, so as you notice, I haven't finished this, but I urge you guys as beginners to finish this because the technique is the same. We're just basically applying it on different methods. And yeah, that's it.